Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Inscryption. This game is super cool, and we are getting right back into it for sure. I want to play more. I want to know more. I want to see more scary stuff. I want to rip out more of my teeth, and and we're gonna get right into it. So as we left off last time, we were about to head back in onto the board state, and I guess. Get a new card. I had to get my figurine back or whatever, so here we go. Let's do this. So, am I getting a new card? Bring it on, baby. Bring it on. The meager coyote. But what did you expect for only 4 bones? I like it how right away he's telling you that 4 bones is, like, not a very good... And it makes sense because you gain a bone. They introduced the bone mechanic in the last episode that you guys watched, which is that whenever any kind of creature dies of any sort, it gives you bones. And you can use bones as a resource to summon more creatures. But because you can get a bone for anything, pretty much, like just anything dying, it means it's an easy to acquire resource. So it makes sense that, you know, we can just get tons of bones, and why he's saying, like, oh, it's only 4 bones, it's whatever, you know? God, that knocking. I wish it would stop. The Rattler. The nefarious Rattler, a brittle creature, once past its monstrous fangs. 6 bones. What about this one? The Cockroach. The unkillable cockroach. It returns to your hand after dying. So, there's the cat, which you can... It dies to other creatures, but you can sacrifice it all the time, non-stop. So, but this one says that whenever it dies, it goes back to your hand. I think I might pick that. I like the undying. I like the creatures that don't die. So I'm going to take the cockroach. You know, you're free to get up again. To keep your blood flowing. I mean, should I? I am no tyrant. You may stand whenever the map is unrolled. It allows me time to plan your next encounter. But do keep your hands off my possessions. I wish I knew how to take care of that, but I don't. It's very annoying. See, I just don't know, like, what I'm supposed to be doing here. It's cool that there's all these items that I can interact with, though. Just trying to see if there's anything that I can, like... Doesn't seem like it. Anything I can click on, you know? That I can do something with. It just doesn't seem like that there's... Oh, wait! Hold on. Mighty Leap. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh! 273! Okay. I guess it is good to interact with random things. Mighty Leap. A card bearing this sigil will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. You know what? I will come back to this book because I do actually want to read more. 273, huh? Hey! Oh.
Oh, hello. I wasn't sure if I would ever escape. That iron crypt
Is P something? Is the stoat still something?
The stunted wolf? This madness must end.
Put that away. Huh. I don't know what that was, but I took it. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a key! Oh, okay, okay, hold on. I bet you it goes over here in the little key slot. Yeah. All right, what's in here? Huh. Two, 1, 1, 3, 1, 3. I don't know what this is. Wait, and there's no. 2, 1. 2, 5. 1, 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3. To scale. Okay, okay. So I was supposed to be dealing damage, right? And it wanted me to tip the scale to 5 damage. Skink!
I forgot that I'd put that there. Very well, you may add it to your deck, and I'll deal you one every so often.
Okay. Right, and now it's empty. Okay. So then I guess there's another one here, right? Tip the scale to deal 5, right? So... Two, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so that one doesn't move. That one can move. 1. Because it's dealing 2, he blocks it. Okay. It's 2. 1 gets through. That one blocks it. If I move this one up here, bring this one up. Hey! Alright, cool. Oh!
Formidable creatures, those ants. Very well, I will add them to your deck and make them available for future challengers.
Worker ant and ant queen, huh? Okay. Ooh, more? Yes, please. Okay. Oh, that's really close. That one doesn't move. Let's try it that way. Hey! Okay, that worked out. Caged wolf.
Curious.
That's all you gotta say about it? Alright. Okay, 5. It's always gonna be 5, isn't it? I don't... Okay. Okay, that one doesn't move. Okay, 3, 1, and... So basically how I'm figuring these out, because I am actually figuring them out, it's... Like, so the arrows count as, like, the zone of predictability. Like, in other words, like, when he was showing, he was like, let me show you, like, my moves before they happen. And, like, there would be arrows in front of the paw prints, so he was showing me his moves. So anything that's in the arrow... I think, anyways, anything that's in the arrow isn't actually on the board. So, like, for example, this is on the board, this is not on the board, right? So, and anything with the paw print facing down is able to block or attack me, right? And anything with the paw print facing up can attack the opponent, right? So this guy has a creature that has the ability to block up to 2 points worth of damage. So I have to figure out how to make 5 points of damage, so I have to take things off of the board, which is what the arrow keys are for. So, like, if this is on the board, then I have to move it off the board, right? And then I have to basically try and calculate how much damage I can deal while on the board. So I'll bring, like, this guy up, and then that should be about 3... I don't know what these arrows mean, this little thing here. I don't know what that is. But I can see that there's 3 base damage here. He can't block it because there's nothing on the board. And then there's 1 here and 1 here. 3, 4... So that should be enough, I think? I think that should be enough damage to open the lock. Oh, okay, so it's under. How did that get under? This guy can't move. That guy can't move. That guy can move. That's 2. That's 3. That's 2 again. Because that one's blocking, right? Maybe I'm wrong about what I thought it was. I can get 2. I'm actually not sure how this one works. I mean, admittedly, I was kind of sort of guessing on how the previous ones worked. And I thought I figured it out, and now I'm not actually sure if I ever did actually figure it out or not. So maybe... Because I don't know what all these symbols mean yet. That's nothing. That's 2. That's 3. That's 2. That's 2 again. I'm just not sure how the damage is distributing. That one's 3. Why is that one 3? Can't move that one. That one moves, but this one doesn't. That's 2. I have no idea how this one works. Right, because that one's in the way. I feel like if I knew what these arrows meant, and maybe if I knew what the spikes meant, that might help me. I might have to come back to this one later. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll just have to try and figure this out some other time. So I don't want to spend too long on it. I mean, I spent a lot of time on it already. But, wonder what this is all about. Raven egg and squirrel. I almost forgot that I was going to look at this again. 273. Oh! Bifurcated strike. This is... I should have read this sooner. A card bearing this sigil will strike each opposing space to the left and right of the space across from it. Trifurcated strike. A card bearing this sigil will strike each opposing space to the left, right, and center. Frozen away. When a card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature inside is released in its place. Huh. Trinket bearer. When a card bearing the sigil is played, you will receive a random item as long as you have less than 3. Okay. Steel trap. When a card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well. A pelt is created in your hand. Pelts. Amorphous. When a card bearing the sigil is drawn, the sigil is replaced with another sigil at random. Okay. Tidal lock. At the beginning of its owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will pull small creatures like squirrels into its orbit? Weird. Moonstrike. A card bearing the sigil will strike each opposing space that is occupied by a creature. It will strike directly if no creatures oppose it. Huh. Leader. Creatures adjacent to a card bearing the sigil gain 1 power. That's kind of cool. Bellist. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a chime was created on each empty adjacent space. A chime is defined as 0 power, 1 health? That's really weird. Stinky! Creature opposing a card bearing the sigil loses 1 power. Sigil loses 1 power. Ants! This is one of the new ones I got. The value represented with this sigil will be equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. Oh, so its power gains equal to the number you have of it. That's kind of cool. Mirror something. I can't read that. The power and equal... I don't know what that is. Okay. So I guess these are things I unlock eventually. Boon of the Ambidextrous. You may draw twice at the beginning of your turn? That seems awesome. Boon of the Magpie's Eye. When you draw from your deck, you may choose any card in your deck to draw. Blech. Ugh. So tutor up anything you want. Gross. Boon of the Goat's Blood. You will start a battle with a black goat on the board. Boon of the Forest. You will start a battle with grand firs on all of your spaces. Weird. Boon of the Boneyard Lord. You will start a battle with 8 bones. That's pretty awesome. Minor Boon of the Bone Lord. You will start each battle with 1 extra bone. Harpy's Bird-Like Fan. To the user, your creatures will attack as though they have the airborne sigil this turn. Fishhook. To the user, hook one of my cards and take it as your own. You must have an empty space on your side to retrieve it, or receive it. That's cool. Frozen Opossum Bottle. To the user, a frozen opossum is created in your hand. A frozen opossum is defined as 0 power, 5 health, frozen away. Black Goat Bottle. To the user, a black goat is created in your hand. A black goat is defined as 0 power, 1 health, worthy sacrifice. Failure. To the user, nothing will happen. This bottle of goo has no use. Okay. Hourglass. To the user, your adversary will entirely skip their next turn. Blech. That's pretty awesome. Hoggy Bank. To the user, you will immediately gain 4 bones. Okay. Pliers. To the user, you will place a weight on the scales. The pain is temporary. Scissors. To the user, you may cut up one of your adversary's cards. It is destroyed. Special Dagger. To the user, you will place a weight on the scales. The pain is temporary. Don't like the implication of that. Squirrel in a Bottle. To the user, a squirrel is created in your hand. A squirrel is defined as 0 power, 1 health. Boulder in a Bottle. To the user, a boulder is created in your hand. A boulder is defined as 0 power, 5 health. Rabbit Hole. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a rabbit is created in your hand. A rabbit is defined as 0 power, 1 health. Bees within! Bees! Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. A bee is defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. Not bad. Sprinter! At the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Owner's turn, card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed. So it moves to the, like, right? Okay. Touch of Death. When a card bearing the sigil damages another creature, that creature perishes. Death Touch. Fledgling. A card bearing the sigil will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. Dam Builder. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam is created on each empty adjacent space. A dam is defined as 0 power, 2 health. Interesting. Hoarder. When a card bearing the sigil is played, you may search your deck for any card and take it into your hand. Ugh. Burrower. When an empty space would be struck, a card bearing the sigil will move to that space to receive the strike instead. When this empty space would be struck, move to that space to receive... Oh, so it, like, blocks... It comes in and blocks hits for other characters. Okay. Fecundity. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. That's pretty cool. Loose Tail. When a card bearing the sigil would be struck, a tail is created in its place, and a card bearing the sigil moves to the right? Would be struck. Tail is created, so it creates a fake version of itself, and then moves to the right to, like, block something else? Maybe that's why I couldn't figure out that puzzle. Huh, okay. Corpse Eater. If a creature that you own perishes by combat, a card bearing the sigil in your hand is automatically played in its place. Card bearing the sigil. Oh! That's kind of neat. Bone King. When a card bearing the sigil dies, 4 bones are awarded instead of 1. Whoa. Waterborne. A card bearing the sigil submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, opposing creatures attack its owner directly. Sigil submerges itself. So it, like, hides underwater. And you'll be hit, but it'll protect your creature. Okay. Unkillable. When a card bearing the sigil perishes, a copy of it is created in your hand. That's like the cockroach. Okay. Sharp Quills. Once a card bearing the sigil is struck, the striker is then dealt a single damage point. Striker. Oh, okay. Okay. So... Okay. So it's a damage added on to the damage of what the creature is. So, like, if the creature... Huh. Okay, so it... Because creatures don't deal damage simultaneously, right? So, like, this is the one situation where if a creature attacks it and it's taking the damage, it will also deal damage. Okay. Hefty. At the end... God, there's a lot of mechanics in this game. At the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction. Weird. So the creature with Hefty will move in a different direction as well as pushing the creature that it's fighting alongside of it? Ant Spawner. When a card bearing the sigil is played, an ant is created in your hand. Okay. Guardian. When an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, a card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space. Just placed opposite to an empty space will move to that empty space. So, okay, so basically what happens is you have a card with Guardian in play, and then they're like, oh, you're open in this space. I'm going to place my card here so I can attack you directly. And then because I have my Guardian, it'll move to the empty space to block the creature that was in the direction where it would be unblocked. I think I get that. Okay. Airborne. I think I went in a circle. Oh, wait, hold on. Airborne. Card bearing the sigil will strike an opponent directly, even if there is a creature opposing it. Flying. Got it. Many lives. When a card bearing the sigil is sacrificed, it does not perish. Okay. Repulsive. If a creature would attack a card bearing the sigil, it does not. So it's like protection from creatures, I guess. Worthy sacrifice. A card bearing the sigil is counted as 3 blood rather than 1 when sacrificed? Man, put that on a cat. That would be amazing. That's it. That's all of them. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that there was actually a pause button. Okay. So I didn't know there was I didn't realize that I was going to be learning tons of things in this episode. So we'll get back into the gameplay in the next episode. So thank you guys all so much. We learned a lot of stuff. We did. We sat here. We learned some things. We played some puzzles. It's interesting. I still love this game. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot of mechanics, but it's good to know them. And we'll get back into the game, and we'll get back into the actual card game action in the next episode. So thank you guys all so much for being here. As I said, this game's awesome. I want to play it as long as I possibly can. It's super rad, and I love it. So thank you for joining me, and keep up with the episodes if you guys want to. I hope you want to. But anyways, I'm going to say all the wonderful things, which is go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Maybe ring that notification bell. That would be really cool. Check the description below for all of the wonderful links, such as PayPal and Streamlabs. All donations greatly appreciated. They go straight towards helping the channel out, which is super duper nice. And I love to give a wonderful shout out to my amazing Patreon members, which include Bo Falcon, Fajuk Enterprises, James P, Miss Rebecca, as well as Scorpio guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your constant support. You guys rock. And other than that, I will see you guys all in the next episode of Inscryption. And thank you all for being here. Follow your dreams. Habanero Audi 5000. Be good to each other, boys and girls. Goodbye. Goodbye.